Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Kerbal Space Program. In the last episode, we launched a fairly successful suborbital flight, and I think we completed the contract, right? Yeah. So let's go get a new one. Here they are. Okay, get them to test heat shield and flight over Kerbin. I don't know how fast we were going. I'm not sure it was 2,000 kilometers or 2 kilometers per second. This, I don't know, we don't have enough science yet to unlock this engine, so we don't want to do that. Rove Max, so I don't know what this is. Like, I'm guessing they're gonna give it to us, but I'm not sure. Orbit is, of course, a good one. All you need to do is throw yourself at the ground and miss. Good. I approve of that message. Yeah, this is all spaceplane stuff that I don't much care about. Testing the heat shield is a cool one, but I might actually want to go for this next. Just like because I plan to unlock that science soon. And actually, I should go check our mission control. What is the reward for our current thing here? Looks like reputation. Exclusively reputation. Interesting. They're not giving us money for this? Oh, this is money. Okay. I guess. Okay, so let's R&D. Advanced rocketry. This is the one with the Terrier liquid fuel. It would be nice to have this. So the question is, do we open... What were we calling this? We had that long rocket. Is this the one we were working on? It's the most recent. Yeah. Right? This is the one that actually made it to space. Okay, so we have a few changes to make. First of all, get rid of this ridiculous off-brand decoupler. Replace it with something slightly reasonable. And actually, don't yet replace it with anything at all. I can't plug them into each other until they're plugged into the thing, I guess. Okay, and so now I have to decide, do I put a crew capsule there? Or a little Mr. Science? And I think let's go for a little Mr. Science here. And where is the thermometer? That was a complete bust, right? We can just remove that. It did not work out. Maybe a mystery goo thing would work out there. I'm not really sure. It might just... I think it would be okay. I'm not sure, like... This doesn't actually do any science. I'm not sure what you store in here. Yeah, I think that this little science dude here ought to be enough. And we just have the one parachute on this. Is that enough? And also, yeah, this has a similar amount of max temperature. In/skin, is that? Oh, internal/skin, 1200 kelvins. And on these guys, it's 1200, 2200. Okay, so this can take a bit more external pressure. Temperature, that is. So maybe this combination is less stable, it's less good at surviving re-entry to have these two. So maybe this is a good time to pop on a heat shield. Thermal Yeah, so if I put this on... Oh, it's tiny. This one? Yeah. So that ought to enable this, as long as we come in perfectly retrograde. That ought to make sure that the science survives. Yeah, like that, like that. Parts were at 23. It wouldn't hurt to have another parachute on this just in case. Although I think actually maybe a drag chute is just as good. Like that. And now the problem was we didn't quite make it up as high as we wanted to go. So what I was thinking was just like remove these guys and add in, add them back in, but at 3 symmetry. Just add another one of them, you know? And do the same for these. Something like that. 26 parts, okay. This seems manageable, and they're all set to 50% thrust. Ah! Undo. Get out of here. Yes, they're all set to 30%, 50% thrust. Okay, so this seems like it ought to be okay. What can we afford to do to make the situation a little bit less frightening? We can put a radial mount parachute on this as well. The drag chute we think ought to be enough, but just in case, put one of these on, and that ought to be more than enough. Put it on like over here. Anything else we could usefully put on? Yeah, let's put on one mystery goo. Why not, right? And save this as sub... it's not exactly suborbital. Like, this actually could get into orbit if we wanted, I think. Space jumper? I don't know. It's like... Here's the thing. I don't know. Where's save? There we go. Let's give it a launch. Hang on. Craft is too heavy. We're only allowed 18 tons. We have to upgrade the launch pad if we want to launch this. It's 21 tons. Interesting. Well, there's none of this that I really care to remove. So probably it's time for an upgrade. Yeah, sure. We've got money. That's the point of this career mode, is to have you do some upgrades and things. 50,000 bucks? You know, I'm not thrilled about it, but it's gonna be quite a bit more durable. There'll be a lot of stuff we can launch in the future that we can't launch yet. Sure. Now it looks like a proper launch pad. Let's go back to the VAB and make sure that the crew is set properly to indeed Valentina. Very good. Now let's launch it. Soon we'll probably have to upgrade the VAB to get more parts into our rockets, but not yet. Okay. This is looking good. Our staging plan. Launch all of the things. Decouple the boosters, then decouple the second stage, then launch the engine for the orbital stage, then take that off and land, and then all those. Okay, sure. So let's go up to full throttle, which remember is only like 65% throttle. SAS on. Go. I didn't do the countdown. Oh well. So we're trying to get pretty high. Are we? What actually are we carrying now? We're not carrying the, Whew, that thing is... It is tough to turn. We don't have much vector thrust, do we? Oh well. We'll get it tipped over eventually. It's... Oh man, look at it. It's kind of bending, isn't it? That's pretty bad. Probably. I hope 3 of these doesn't make us burn up in the atmosphere. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, it looks alright. They blew up on each other, which I don't appreciate. Having trouble tipping this guy over. That's weird. It sort of flew okay last time. I'm pushing the right button, yeah? Well, now it'll flip. But it's a bit late. We're kind of out of fuel and going a bit higher than necessary, really. Right? Yeah, this is a bit of a wacky trajectory. Oh well. Why? Hello, SAS is going crazy. Okay, can you stabilize it there, maybe? Probably not, right? What in the world? Alright, well, there goes that. It at least looks like a landable orbit. Even if it's not really the one we intended. Get out of here, navball. We'll be able to survive the return trip here, it looks like. Mystery goo, that's like not worth anything. Forget it. Is this worth anything? Yeah, that's pretty good. Upper atmosphere, fine. I suppose we can jettison this booster, the upper stage here. I think I don't know, I turned on the upper stage too soon or something. I made a lot of problems. I couldn't get it pointed the way I wanted, was I guess the main issue. Let's take a crew report up here. We haven't done a lot of crew reports in space, have we? Yeah, 5 science. Seems we are in space. The sky is mostly below us. They are cute. Cool. Well, let's close this, I guess. Don't want that in the way on our way back home from space. Well, it's a good thing we didn't have any tourists to disappoint on this mission. Yeah, and we're back. There goes the music. We're back out of space again. Okay. Well, yep, sure. Just barely made it out of the atmosphere. Let's see. That's prograde. This is retrograde? That doesn't seem right. I mean, this does seem like retrograde, but prograde was way too close, right? They should be 180 degrees away from each other, so I'm not sure what that's all about. I must not understand what that other marker is. Can we see the part of the craft that we dumped earlier? I don't see it. I think there's a way, like some button you can press to go look at it. But, oh, look, resources. We can look like how much heat shield we have left on the, the ablator. That's cool. Let's just keep that tail pointed backward. That's the main thing we're going to be relying on when we get into the atmosphere. Okay, in we go, and let's have a look at the ablator. How's that going? Doesn't seem to be suffering at all. Okay, looks like we made it through everything, no trouble. Maybe we didn't need the heat shield after all. Let's deploy the parachutes, just to make extra super sure that it has time to slow us down before we get down into the ocean here. Any crew reports? I don't know. No, we already have a good crew report, that's right. Okay, and let's just speed things up on the way back down. Yeah, we were still approaching quite quickly, but of course the parachutes hadn't really kicked in yet. There goes the final parachute, and now we are, well, 5 meters per second? I'm glad we put on all those parachutes. This thing only survives at 5, right? We're just going actually a little too fast for that guy. Do we need another parachute? Are we going to lose the science bay because we only put 3 parachutes on? That would be a bummer. Maybe it'll slow down. Doesn't seem like it, though. It's just hovering between 5 and 5.1 to taunt me. Yeah, it's just get down there to the water, please. Oh, it went 4.x, I think. I don't know, maybe I'm just seeing things. I think it is, though. I don't know. It'll be a bit of a crapshoot, I guess. Not much we can do now but wait, so we'll wait as fast as we can. I keep, like, pressing slow down because I feel like we're about to hit the water, but it's going quite slowly. There we go. 4.8. 4.9. So just barely slow enough to recover all that science, I guess. Still makes that quite loud noise when you land. I bet we could get some good science just floating in the ocean, huh? But we already have good science from space. So those adjustments we made to the ship did not really have the desired effect, it seems. Right? Recovery after, yeah, okay. We had trouble getting up into space, I think because we had too much thrust and not enough aerodynamic control. So we couldn't really pitch over properly, and we had some spinning around problems, as I recall. I don't actually remember the exact details, but I think that was a problem that we had. So are we really ready to put tourists on this thing? It doesn't seem like it. What could we do to improve the situation? Not a lot. We could try to add more fins, but I don't think that's really going to help. Oh, we could go unlock a better engine? I think the Terrier was more of a, like, an engine for use in space, though, right? Let's go check our science out, because we picked up enough to open, I think, one more node if we want. And I think this is the one that looked interesting, right? It has this Terrier liquid fuel engine. Oh, and this Thud okay. So yeah, this is a terrible thruster at sea level, but pretty decent while in space. Very efficient, I guess. Right? Max. It's hard to tell how efficient it is. It shows how, like... Oh, I can right-click? There we go. So, engine ISP is 345 vectored. And what have we been using? We've been using... this one, actually, the swivel. Which has 320 vectored. Is that actually any better? No, it seems like that one is... There must be something I don't understand. Oh, this is 345. So this is slightly more efficient while in space, the new one. And a lot less effective while in atmosphere. Okay. I don't know. We also have a contract to fix it, of course. It has decent vectoring range. 4 degrees as opposed to this one's, I think, 5. Where the heck is the vectoring range? Oh, 3. So this has an even better vectoring range as well. So, like, it seems decent. 1 point something. How much fuel? Oh, I see. This one consumes way more fuel to produce the same amount, a similar amount of thrust, I think. So this is a much more suitable for a while in space. All right. And how does this one compare to what we've been using? Oh, it has quite a vectoring range. That should help. Thrust at sea level is 108 kilonewtons, whereas this was like better, but not way better. All right. So maybe just popping one of these guys on will help. And how, well, whatever. We want to unlock this, and like we'll investigate how much it's better later on in the VAB. So this, I think let's compare these engines. So we have this old one we were using. Well, first of all, this is actually the tier 0, the initial engine. I thought this was the second engine you get, and this is the first, but I guess it's not. So how do these two? These two, I guess. These are the ones for atmospheric use. This consumes substantially less fuel and oxidizer, has much better gimbaling range, better ISP, which is the efficiency metric as I recall, slightly less thrust at sea level, interestingly enough. And it doesn't output any electric charge, for what that matters, I don't know. Well, alright, we'll try one of these out. Wait, it doesn't... How does it plug in? It definitely doesn't look like it goes here, right? It looks weird and silly, right? How do you use this? Does it come with fuel? Oh, I bet it needs fuel. It can't just be placed under a fuel thing like one of these. It probably needs fuel pumps pouring fuel into it. Do we have those? Because I know there are like fuel pipes you can use to move fuel around. But I don't actually see any of those. We got a better fuel tank. Well, let's put this back on our trusty little space jumper. Throw these parts out. Save it. And then, is there a way to like make a copy of it with a new name? Or do I just rename it and then save it again? So like if I called this Space Jumper 2 and save, now if I open, do I have both of them? Yes, okay. So that means that I can futz around with this one without messing up the old one. So how do these two fuel tanks compare? This one weighs twice as much. And has twice as much fuel, and it's also twice as large. So what's the difference then? Can be So it's just the same as two of these guys. In the same way, I guess, that this is two of these guys? But it costs fewer parts to use these? Is that the only difference? That seems a little bit weird. But, I don't know, I guess it's fine. Is it cheaper as well, or...? Yeah, it's cheaper to build one of these than two of these, I guess. Okay, well, we could do that, I suppose. Kind of annoying to have to put this back together again, but actually I shouldn't put it together yet, right? I should have a look at this. Where's my... There we go. We have a better engine for use while in space. Oh, and I think... No, we don't need more gas. This is enough. Now that we have the more efficient engine. What is this? Get out of here. I don't know, maybe it's the right piece. Yeah, it just kind of looks funny. Okay. So 2 of these guys is the same as what we had before, with 4 of the medium-sized ones, is that right? Yeah, it looks that way. You can't attach them unless they're attached to this, right? No, 2 of these is slightly less size than 4 of those, but it carries the same amount of stuff, so I guess that's fine. Okay, we had that, and then we wanted an engine on the bottom. And now I don't really know which of these I want. I don't understand how this new one works. It won't go anywhere. Oh, I see! It mounts right on the side, rather than under. So we could have several of these guys. How do they do at sea level? Not great. 100 kilonewtons compared to, like, this, which is 200 kilonewtons, basically. But actually, we were running these at half speed anyway, right? What if we just put on, like, 3 of these guys? Seems pretty okay. Let's grab another one of these and put at the bottom, like, 3 of these. And have that be our main booster thing. And we'll just run it at full power instead of half power. Actually, that seems like a disaster. Because we've added, what, 50% more fuel, but taken away the rocket boosters. And added 3 things that are gonna just eat up all this fuel super, super fast. That doesn't seem right to me. But if we had, like, maybe 2 of these, together with 2 boosters, going at like half power. I need the decouplers. Kind of like that. Okay, and I think that having these at half power was a good idea. Well, whatever, that'll do. How does this compare to what we were using before? It has, at max, 100 kilonewtons, and we were using this at 65%, which was around 100, but we were using only 1 of them. So having these guys at half speed is still about right, I think. because we have 2 of them, right? And together we want them to produce a similar amount of force to what we had before. Okay, how are we doing for parts? We can afford a couple more. Well, which is good, because we could use one more of these guys. Say put it down here, I guess. Make sure it is not getting decoupled. There we go. And we need aerodynamic fins. Can we get 4 of these in without colliding with anything? I think so. It's a bit of a close shave, actually. How about like that? Yeah, that doesn't collide with anything. So this should greatly improve the amount of turning power we have using these new engines and using 2 of them. I think this is probably fine for another test flight. And let's rip this off and replace it with like a barometric thing. Not 4 barometric things. I think just 1 will be plenty, thank you. If I remember to measure the... Oh, we already have one. We could have done that on the last flight, but I forgot about it. Get out of here. Alright, well, we'll put the mystery goo back on, I guess. Okay, so we have 2 science experiments. Wait a minute, where's our parachutes? Ah, they're down here, okay. Seems alright. I'm not totally sure. I feel like we may be over-thrusting here. Compared to the previous one. This new thing is a bit more, and we have quite a bit more fuel as well. So I think this will get us higher into space with more turning power, and we'll be able to adjust course more once we're in space because we have a more efficient engine now. We could have more fuel as well if we wanted it, but I don't think we need it. And it would just make it harder to get into space. So let's give this a... Oh, make sure we have a pilot flying. Yep. Let's give this a hop and see how it goes. Incidentally, how much does this all cost? Like, that's something that is easy to... Like, I haven't really paid any attention to that. On any of these. Get out of here. Go back to building. I see. 13,957 is like how much we're spending on this, basically. What's our center of mass look like? It's here. Okay. And center of thrust? Well, sure, but... Okay, so, and also we need to adjust this stuff. We want these to be firing... No, go back together, please. But down here. Turn on all the engines at the same time. These are on half? Yes. Then knock off the boosters, then... What is this? This is the one inside? Well, don't do that until you've decoupled the stuff below it, jeez. Grab this, move it there. Okay, so knock off... Let's zoom out. Knock off the boosters, then... Oh, come back. What happened? Knock off the boosters, then knock off the bottom stage, then ignite the upper stage, then disengage the upper stage, then all the parachutes. Okay, that seems right. Let's save it again. I don't know if it autosaves or what. So this is a test run for what we think will be a tourism-worthy ship. Whoa, it is wobbly as heck. Why? I don't think we want to launch this. This is dangerous. It is very, very wobbly. Okay, well, we recovered it all. 13,957, yes, that was everything. Okay, great. So it didn't cost anything to just put that on the tarmac, so to speak. And we may need to address some structural stability issues before the next flight. But it's a good thing that happened, actually, because this episode has gone a bit long anyway, and we wouldn't really have wanted to fit another launch in here. We'll do that in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.